Hello, welcome back students. See, in our previous video we studied about the different methods. Here again more methods are there in this video. I just explain you the basic things, that different techniques which are being used to separate the different substances, that may be both useful or maybe one useful from the impurity, the non-useful one. Now let us study ahead what in this. We are using more than one method for the separation, more than one method. That means in a one mixture, not only one method, not only say for example evaporation, some another method we are also using if there is a mixture of another. See, separating the salt and the sand. Say for example, the sand which we are having, the sand that is being mixed with the salt. How we are going to separate that? Do you think about? Do you have any idea? Let me explain. We are having the sand and the salt mixture. What is there? We have mixed in the water. Now we want to separate them. How we are going to separate? Recall it again. Sand that is heavy. We have just put it into it water. The sand is heavy. It will settle down. Yes. Try to recall the, what is that? Sedimentation. Yes. Sedimentation, it will settle down the soil particles because soil is heavy when it is mixed in the water. Now salt is dissolved in the water and sand has been settled down. Now coming to the next. In the beaker, sand and salt mixture, we added the water, sand settled down. The process is sedimentation. Now we are going to filter it. When we filter that, as I shown you, I filtered it and you can see over here. I filtered it. This is what? This is the water and in this salt is there and the lower bottom surface, the soil settled down. Now I have filtered. Now soil is separated. Now we have to think about this mixture. In this what is remaining? In this water is there and salt is there. Do you have any idea which method we are going to use? Yes, exactly, the evaporation. Now see, the salt is being separated by the process of evaporation. Okay, in this kettle, when we boil the water, the salt that is in the granule form, it will settle in the bottom in that kettle. And the water, we also want that water back. Can you regain it? Here, the water is liquid, change into gas. If you put the plate on it, on the plate, what happens? The gas will condense. It will change into liquid form. Above the plate, we have put some ice. So ultimately, we are getting the water back. So all these things are being separated from each other. How many processes we use? First, we use the sedimentation and then we use the filtration and the evaporation. And the condensation process, we get the liquid back. All these things are separated. Now the salt, sand and the water. Sedimentation and decantation process we use. Then sand separated. Then salt and water remains. We use the evaporation and condensation. Salt and water, we get it. So this is how, what we do for that process. Now the evaporation, you know, liquid is changed into vapor. Here liquids are, this is boiled, water is being boiled, in liquid state it is here, liquid is changed into vapors. And now here in the condensation, now the water droplets will over here on the plate, this will get condensed. Above ice is placed. Now these liquid drops are being collected. The condensation is, vapors are changed into the liquid form. This is what happens in this case. Now another method, add the sugar and stir. I added the sugar, I stirred it in the beaker. Then add more sugar. Add more sugar to it. What you observe? It becomes the saturated solution. Now you will ask, what do you mean by saturated solution? Let me explain that. You will not be able to dissolve any more sugar. If I am taking this sugar and I am going to dissolve in a beaker, to some extent it will dissolve. To some extent it is going to be dissolved. Even you can try it at home also. the more sugar, say for example 1 spoon I added, then again 2 spoons I added. I keep on adding it. This is the glass rod, this is the beaker, water and the sugar. According to that quantity of the water, the more I dissolve, it being dissolved over here. But if I keep on adding this more sugar into it, one stage will come, it will not dissolve more. It will not dissolve. Why? Now the solution has become saturated. If I want to dissolve this, what I need to do? I need to heat the solution. Then it will again increase the property of this material to dissolve the more sugar. Until then, it will not get dissolved. This is what is the saturated solution, the point at which the more quantity is not being dissolved into it. Okay, this is the saturated solution. So what it is? The solution is said to be saturated if it cannot dissolve more of the substance or solute in it. As I recall again, see, this is the solvent, water is the solvent, the less quantity which is being dissolved is a solute, and both together makes a solution. If now more sugar is not being dissolved into it, it becomes a saturated solution. In this, I can't dissolve more sugar into it because it has been the state that it can dissolve only up to this mark. Now more, if we add 2 or 3 more spoons, it is not going to be dissolved. More we have to just beat it. Again, what we have to do? See, more of a substance that can be dissolved in solution, that is by heating. Now what I have to do to dissolve this sugar? I need to heat this. Only then it will get dissolved. So water dissolves different amount of soluble substances in it. This is what the saturated solution. Now next is the magnetic separation. Bit interesting. Now let me show you one experiment that how you can separate the magnetic things. Say for example, I am having lots of things in the bowl. Okay, I am having lots of things. I want to separate the magnetic one from this. What I want to do? I'll take the magnet and I just put on it. See what is going to happen soon. Every iron object that is going to be attracted to the magnet and it is being separated from the mixture. So this is what the role of the magnetic separation over here, and it is being shown in the figure also. Next is the loading. What do you mean by loading? This is again a bit interesting concept, and this was being practiced even in our ancient times also. I want to show you one thing, that in our ancient days when the water was impure, what the people used to do? What is this? This is known as alum and Hindi name is fitkari. This is used to purify the water. In the right now in today's modern life, we are using the filter at our home. But during that time, there were no filters. What the people do? See what they used to do. This is the bigger piece. They use the simple small piece of this alum, and what they need to do, just they break it and they put it into the water. This water. This is the I'm having this larger smaller beaker. You can try it at home. You just take a big tumbler, put the water into it. You will just hang this with the thread. Hang this alum with the thread, put into it. After some time, you will see the soil particles which will react with the alum, become heavy, settle down on the surface, and the clear water will be observed on the above layer, and that can be separated afterwards. This is what the loading is. Muddy water, we use the alum and hang it with the thread. After some time, all the soil particles, when they react to it with the alum, become heavy, settle down, and the clear water we will get. This is what loading. So which method of separation is used to separate the stones and the rice? Yes, this is the work which you have to do. Okay, separation of stones and rice. Which method you are going to use? To separate the husk and the grain. Which another method is going to use? Just recall it and write down the answers. And then grain with the stalks, sand with the water, and salt and water. Which method you use to separate all these? So this is what you have to do here, and this is all about our chapter 4. We'll meet you, this is chapter 5 over here, and this is video 4. We'll meet you soon for the next chapter. Until now you have to do all these questions. If any doubt, you just stay tuned with us. Thank you.